in the old days when people made records, there was a certain craftsmanship to it, a certain amount of commitment on the part of the musicians and the arrangers and the engineers. When you're doing like on this record, we did all the orchestra on one track in one day for the whole album. And the way we did it was I spent weeks working on the arrangements, get the arrangements just right, and I went over them with, one of the violinists and made sure everything was, looked right on the page first, and made sure musically what was what we wanted. And then before we went to the studio, I was already cutting parts out. You know what, this is gonna be too busy. We don't need this part, we don't need that part. And again, a lot of times it was the best part, maybe of the string arrangement, but maybe that's right where Sharon was singing some amazing part. I didn't want to take away from what she was doing. So we did that, and then we got to the studio. We set up. It's a small studio. It's much smaller than, the live room is about the size of that part of the room over there. It's pretty small. But I set up 4 violins and 2 cellos and a timpani, and I put a mic on the violins and the cellos, a mic on the timpani, and in the isolation room I put glockenspiel and timpani and a mic there, and then I read them all through a balance mixer to one track. So as the arrangement was going down, we had a copy of the score on the mixing board, and as they were rehearsing the arrangement, we'd work out, okay, well, on the bridge, we got to turn up the timpani a little bit, and we got to turn it down in the verse. Oh, and we want to turn this one glockenspiel part. Now, all those decisions, once it goes down, and we're balancing them out too, moving the microphone around, telling the cellists they got to dig into a certain part, making all those decisions, listening while you're doing, and it takes a kind of craftsmanship and commitment. You have to know what you're doing, you have to listen to it, and know right then, this is what I want the record to sound like. And then it hits the tape, and that's it. When I went to mix the record, it's orchestra, track 8. That's it.